Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to take a deep breath with me. Inhale as much air in your lungs as you can, and then let it go. Exhale slowly. Ready? Go. Life. Nice, isn't it? Not everyone has the capacity to do that now. But yet many of us take life for granted. It's great to be alive. We are able to do this, inhale and exhale, because at this present time, we are living in between two spectrums. And these two spectrums consist of life and death, between cradle and grave. This sounds a little grim now, doesn't it? And it's not how we showed up or how we leave here that will count in the end, but rather how we lived. And what I like to call in the meantime, in between time, in between these two spectrums. From this day forward, how will you live? What impact will you leave behind? We can't undo our historic past. We can't go back and undo what we did 5 minutes ago. That is gone. That time is over. It's a wrap. You can't reset the clock. However, every moment of our lives from this moment forward, we are still making history. We're still in the game, ladies and gentlemen. So within that presents us with new opportunities to live our lives better than we did yesterday and any time before that. So again, I ask the questions. How will you live? What impact will you leave behind? Will you give yourself a fighting chance and dance with life? Or will you permit your life to be lived in vain, passively allowing yourself to be a withering wallflower, never surrendering to the beat of your own calling? Will you waste away in idleness? Or will you capitalize on the errors of your ways by learning from them and using your life experiences as means of inspiration and empowerment? Or will you simply wallow in them and allow them to consume you? What will you decide? I want to encourage you to not wait until the 11th hour to spread your wings, to finally live. Live now. Live now. I remember when my Aunt Louise was dying of cancer, and as we gathered around her bedside in prayer, I got this overwhelming feeling of sadness as I watched her crying and repeatedly saying, "I don't want to die. I want to live." Oh, I will never forget those words. I carry them with me. I don't want to die. I want to live. I was sad for the obvious reasons as we stood there, but I was also sad as I thought to myself that Aunt Louise had lived her entire life looking down a bottle. This wasn't a judgment, but rather a reflection. In private, I pleaded with God to let her live. She deserved another chance to get it right this time. But how many of you know that you don't always get what you want at the 11th hour? Aunt Louise wasn't a bad person. She would drink and she wouldn't bother a soul. But she was an alcoholic who never pursued a dream, who didn't have an education. She never did anything with her life. On my left arm bears a circle-shaped scar of a cigarette burn, courtesy of Aunt Louise. Yes, she branded me there when I was 10 years old. She was in one of her drunken stupors and had a lit cigarette in her hand when she lost her balance and fell on me. The cigarette literally took flesh right off my arm. And as I stood there screaming and crying, my grandmother was screaming and cursing. I wondered what her ambitions might have been that were never uttered, or her purpose that was never sought. I also wondered this about my grandmother as well, and all the others who have passed on in my family since then. You see, I didn't come from a family of dreamers. We were bare-boned in the way we lived, bare-boned in ways of dreaming and accomplishing those dreams. So I was left to wonder, because there were no tangible references to look back on. But regarding Aunt Louise, I believe that she realized there on her deathbed that although she had been existing for more than 50 years, she hadn't lived. And finally, she wanted to live. She wanted to live, but life would no longer let her. Let me ask you something. How many of you are merely existing in this world and not living? Ask yourself the question, am I living within the beautiful realms of my destiny, of my calling, or am I merely existing? Don't wait, ladies and gentlemen. Don't wait until the 11th hour to finally decide that you want to live, because you may not get a bonus round. Live now. I know it's hard. Ladies and gentlemen, I know it's hard to break out of ruts and old habits, out of fear and negativity, and out of a lifetime of dysfunctions that seem far bigger and stronger than you. But don't let size fool you. You can be a David to your Goliath. How many more Aunt Louises are out here in the world whose destiny is on lockdown because you've been living life at low capacity? You have no faith in yourself or in your ability to live out your calling. You feel trapped and defeated. Whatever that binds you, that keeps you off of your path to possibilities, that has come to disrupt your destiny, that poisonous behavior or thoughts that you can't seem to let go of, I encourage you to let it go. Because the only thing more sad than the death of a loved one is the death of a purpose unfulfilled. Live now. Here is your moment to make the conscious and empowering decision to get the help that you need, for we all need help sometimes. And don't be ashamed to get help. Be ashamed if you continue to refuse to get help when it's clear that you need help. And as you seek out this help from qualified sources, and I do mean qualified sources, remember this: they can only do but so much for you. They can only take you as far as you are willing to go, and as far as they themselves have been. You see, there is no greater advocate for your well-being and for you living out your destiny than you. You must put in the hard work and capture the spirit of tenacity, no matter the odds or the amount of sweat off of your brow that may be required. Your cravings for living now must be far greater than your cravings for anything else. You must be your greatest champion, and you must have the will to follow and the faith to believe as you allow capable hands to guide you out of whatever is blocking you from living now, from living your life more meaningfully. Your life is waiting. It's waiting for you. And it's crying out, I want to live. I know you're scared. I know you're uncertain. I know it's hard, but please don't let me die in this. I am destined for more. I want to live now. None of us have long before the 11th hour comes knocking at our door. Life may be uncertain, but death is inevitable. And life is far too short to be a withering wallflower or an aimless Andy. Time is of the essence, ladies and gentlemen, and it is our most precious possession. So please don't be another Aunt Louise, wasting precious moments. I sat in hospice care at the bedside of Aunt Louise. I prayed as the Christian music played in the background. I bought her flowers and read Bible scriptures to her. It was difficult and very surreal watching her wither away. She was so thin and you could see her bones protruding through her flesh. She laid quietly there on her bed, sobbing. This was undoubtedly her greatest challenge. To know that her life was over and that she would not be getting another chance to get it right. She would not be given a bonus round. It was tough. But though she did not find her purpose or peace within herself while on this earth, it is my prayer that she found her peace on the other side. But ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to wait to find your peace in death. You can find it here and now in life among the living. And you can slaughter the dragons and overcome. I know what it's like to be trapped and to feel trapped inside of something that makes you feel so small and incapable, that keeps you stagnated and living below what is truly possible for you. It's frightening. But you must remind yourself daily that you are destined to do more. And besides, the world needs you to survive. Oh, yes. All of your uniqueness, your gifts, your talents, and even your personality are meant to be shared among the world to positively impact the rest of us. There is so much more to your story than your struggles. You may think that your life reads like a bad novel, and that's all there is to your story. But baby, if you just hold on and tap into your courage and some mustard seed kind of faith, you will discover that your life is more like a sequel. It isn't over. There is more to you and your story that is to come. Please don't mistake your journey for the destination. Live now. You can have something greater. You can be greater. You deserve greater. As a matter of fact, you are greater. And the God who holds your promise is even greater than that. So don't just wake up to the newness of each morning and casually go through life. Oh no. Wake up with purpose in mind. Live life with greater intent so that your life's mission might be fulfilled and so that the world might be a much better place because you showed up with your best self, imparting us with your extraordinary. Someone once posted online a very powerful quote that read, "Don't downgrade your dream to match your reality, but upgrade your faith to match your destiny." Your dreams of overcoming doesn't have to be mere dreams, ladies and gentlemen. Purpose in your heart and mind to turn your intangible dreams into tangible things. And live now. Live now.